Yes, perfect. Sorry, over to you, Bob.
Oh, was it my volume or something was down or? Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got there's about 5 of us, I guess. I'm going, or 9 of us. Is that the total we've got here today? I can see little tiny you guys. Because
Great. That's
we
our
could-
actual size, Bob.
but if you're going to heckle, you're going to have to be louder because there's Jen's turning up the mic. I missed that last comment.
Well, that's what I said. That is our actual size.
Okay. Let's get a few ground rules, I guess. Ground rules? I don't know if they're ground rules or if they're just facts. This is 10 o'clock in the morning here, so weird, really weird for me. And I know, Ali, you're in Spain, right?
That's correct.
And then I don't know where everybody else is. So if we can just go. Okay, in the pink, blonde lady with the glasses in the pink.
Yes,
Where
I'm in Georgia.
So the
United
US or the
States.
country?
United States.
Okay, there we go. And in the lady in the blue.
I'm Linda and I'm in Dunstable, England, Bedfordshire. It's
You're
5
in
o'clock
Lancashire?
where I am.
Are you in Lancashire?
Bedfordshire, near London.
Okay. Oh, okay. And I think it's, do you have pigtails? You're a little tiny, so I can't tell.
Yeah, pigtails. I'm from the UK as well.
Whereabouts?
Wolverhampton. It's quite
okay.
close to Birmingham. Do you know that?
I think I've been by it. I have been to the UK. And my brother and I were talking about it. We both been at different times. And what we learned comparing Canada and the UK is we think 100 years is a long time. And you guys think 100 miles is a long distance.
Yeah.
True.
We don't even measure distance in miles. We measure it in hours. That's how we decide how far something is. If you tell somebody, okay, I'm going to this place. And they say, well, where is that? Oh, it's about 5 hours north. No idea the mileage. Couldn't tell you, but we know it takes 5 hours to get there.
Okay.
And kind of weird to you guys is we will drive 5 hours and still be in the same province. Same dial tone. You guys are in a different country. You drive 5 hours from London, you're in Scotland.
Yeah.
Right? And I gotta ask you guys about Scotland. I know it's probably too early for making jokes about the Royals, but I'm not gonna make that kind of joke. The Royals always talk about how they love Scotland. Oh, they love Scotland. No, they don't. They love their estate in Scotland. You don't see any of them on the mile down in Edinburgh having a haggis on a bun and a beer. You'll never see the Royals there, right? They stay on their estate and kill things. They don't love Scotland. And Scotland, you guys, here in Canada, I don't know if you have it there, but in school events, in school sporting events, we've gotten so politically correct, everybody gets a ribbon. You guys have that there?
Changed, used to be, but it's changed now. It's gone back to competitiveness.
Oh, so you've gone back to where you actually have to perform to earn something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that must be horrible in the little darlings. But you didn't do that with Scotland. You still let them have their performance ribbons as a country. My wife is from the Kingdom of Fife. Anybody know where that is?
Scotland.
Yes. but it's across the Firth of Forth from Edinburgh. And like my wife says, oh, I'm from the Kingdom of Fife. I thought, cool. And then I got there and it's a shithole. It is. It's not a nice place. Like when my wife said, oh, I'm from the Kingdom. Oh, I thought, oh, okay, Kingdom. Wow. No, it's a slum. And I noticed in Scotland, you have weird things like you give awards, like we gave participation ribbons. My wife says, oh, look, there's an award-winning beach. No, that's not award-winning. It's a shoreline and there is a 4-foot sewage line running right through the middle of the beach into the North Sea.
Ugh.
That doesn't win awards. Here, we don't. Ann Struther, award-winning fish and chips. Horrible, nasty food. And I should have known it was Scotland, right? The entire country's cuisine is based on a dare. Everything they make, it's like, hey, McGregor, I took all the stuff we couldn't eat, put it in a sheep's stomach with some oats, and I boiled it for 2 days. Dare you to eat it. And they do. They put it, and they serve it with gravy. And oh, my wife and her family just go crazy on Robbie Burns Day. We got to have haggis.
Yeah.
It's sort of like some sort of rite of passage. Here, eat this nastiness and you can be a Scot. We have the same thing here in Canada. Has anybody here been to Canada?
No.
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 No? Okay. We have a place called Newfoundland. Now you've got to understand, Newfoundland is the furthest east point in Canada. You can't get further away east in Canada. It's the first place that the Europeans came to when they got here. The Vikings actually tried to settle it. And Newfoundland said, screw you, die. And there's just Viking settlements that nobody knows why they're there. But it's at the same latitude in the same ocean as the north of Scotland. So it has the same weather. And the Scots, when they came across in the 16th, 17th century, got to Newfoundland and went, oh, it's just like home. We'll stay here. You guys go ahead, go west. We have a country that's 10 million square miles. They got to the first place, walked 100 yards into the woods and went, oh, this is perfect. We don't need to see any more. This is just like home. Children will die of exposure on the way to school. We love it. It's beautiful. Just rocky outcrops and tiny stunted trees. Could it be any Scottish? And my family, like my grandfather on my dad's side, little history here. 1915, joined the British Army. He lived in Warrington, Lancashire. And in 1915, my grandfather joined the British Army at the age of 15, because you could. You guys had no problem killing off your youngins. Go. No room in your room anymore, go. And he fought for 4 years in France, and he came home and he set fire to the war memorial and got on a ship to Canada and never looked back. So we're kind of a nasty bunch as a family.
Oh dear.
And that is all I know about my heritage. Now, this, we're going to be bouncing all over the place because it's 10 o'clock. I'm old, not sure what I'm doing. So we'll go with that. I just wanted to find out a little bit about you guys. This is for the UK VIP program, correct?
Yes.
You're all involved in that.
Yes.
Now, I looked it up, visually impaired persons, I believe it is persons or people, persons,
People.
people, okay. Over here, we got to be correct. We can't have, I don't know why people is wrong and persons is right, but we do it. Anybody here today that is visually impaired, hold up your hand.
Visually
Yeah.
impaired.
Yeah.
Would anybody other than me that's in on this, if you're visually, now, I don't know the extent of your visual impairment. Can you see me okay? Or am I don't know. This is the thing. So I don't want to be making a face for the purpose of enhancing a joke if you can't see it. It's not going to work. The joke's not going to work. So I just want to find out where we are in this.
There's different degrees of visual impairment. Some people have a little bit of vision, some have none at all, some are in between. Yep. You have to make the face by
Varies quite
describing
a
it.
lot. Yeah,
You'll have,
varies quite a lot.
you'll have to, when you make a face, you'll have to describe what the face is doing.
You know what? I was going to do that. My brother said, midway through a joke, you're going to have to stop and tell him, okay, my lip is hanging down and my eyes
Yeah.
are. No, I'm sorry. I'm not
My
doing it.
teeth are shining.
Okay, what?
If you're smiling, you have to say, my teeth are bared. They're shining.
Are my teeth too shiny? Hold on. How's that?
Got a clue. Can't see you.
What's up close? You can see me?
No,
No?
no.
Not in detail. I can't see you in detail.
You guys are just screwing with me now, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand something. If you heckle me, I'll just mute you.
Yeah, you got all the power, haven't you? You're the host.
Okay. Like I understand that you guys are looking at me and going, man, that Canadian accent, I can't understand a thing he's saying.
You're
Right
not that
back at you.
You're not that bad.
No,
Not that
no, I
bad.
can understand you and I'm English.
I'm sorry, say it.
I can understand you and I'm English.
I could do some
What?
cockney for you, governor. Then you won't be able to understand
Good
me.
a good piece of what?
Cockney.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't swing
Here,
that way.
mate. Can't you hear me, mate? Can't you understand what I'm saying?
Hey, what?
I'll have you know that I watched Mary Poppins 3 times. I've got, wasn't that a horrible Cockney accent he did in that? Oh my God, that had to be embarrassing.
That was very embarrassing.
Did you look at him and go, did you just want to reach out and slap him?
Yeah,
Oh, Dick Van Dyke.
twice.
Yes. Now I love Dick Van Dyke and I love his physical comedy, but he was so badly miscast in that. It was just like, I watched that show and I thought, oh, it's embarrassing being on this side of the pond and having him do that. Anyway, okay, so like I said, we're going to wander. This is a wandering stroll through my life, and usually my life doesn't start at 10 o'clock in the morning for comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, I better explain something to you. Even though this is a Zoom meeting, it's not TV. I can hear you. So, okay, never mind. That works way better than an audience. That one doesn't work in Zoom.
It does if your mind picks it up quick enough. It does. Be careful what you say.
Really? Somebody asked me if I wanted a little bit of Cockney, and I got to be careful what I say.
Oh, that was close to the mark.
No, hey, she said it. It wasn't me. I'm just repeating. Yes, you know you did. So you don't get to get your knickers in a twist over that at me. That was somebody else said that. I was looking forward to this. I have been looking forward to this. Ali, thanks for putting it together. And thanks for talking with me last week. It was weird trying to connect between here and Spain and the times. And I recently retired from my day job and then started a summer job on a golf course so I could go golfing whenever I wanted. So it was hard for me and Ali to connect, but we finally put it together. And I've been trying to figure things out. I've been messing with the people here. One of the ladies involved in setting this up here was talking to me about it. And she was explaining that VIP was visually impaired people. And I said, oh, are you gonna have somebody available to sign for me for the show? And she didn't even miss a beat. She went, oh, geez, do you think I should? And that's when I kind of went, no, that would be so rude. But I do understand that there are different levels of visual impairment. And there's things that, as somebody who has taken sight for granted all my life, there's things that confuse me. Yeah, like it's here. I don't know if you have the same thing on the crosswalks in London, but there's a plaque above of the button and it says, for audible signal, press button. Do you guys have that on the crosswalks?
No.
No?
In
The
Miami
lady in
Beach,
Georgia.
yeah,
but
we do it in Miami.
Yeah, here's my thing about that. The only people who need that signal can't read that sign. It wasn't in Braille.
Yeah, of course.
But you know what we do have in Braille here? I don't know if you have it there. We have Braille on the keypads at the drive-through banking machine.
Yes,
Yeah, we do. We have that.
we do.
And now, as somebody, again, I said I take sight for granted. So taking sight for granted, I thought, well, that's stupid. And then my wife, I love my wife, she comes up with the simplest things. Not that she's simple. She just looked at me like I was a horrible human being and said, you know, they could be sitting in the back seat. Oh, yep, you're right. I'm an idiot. If you notice, the Zoom thing is kind of new, so I'm standing kind of in one spot, and I don't usually during a show. I'm quite animated most times. I'm not today. We're gonna move into my material now. Just
Walk
setting up
around.
for this,
Walk
just in
around.
case you didn't know. Okay, the chit chat part is over. Now I'm gonna do my show. Okay.
Okay.
I got into a car accident a little while ago, and I kind of buggered myself up. I don't know what the UK term for it would be, but I totaled my wife's car. Do you use the word totaled? Like a totally
Yeah.
destroyed it? Yep.
Yeah, or crashed or yeah.
Yep, I totaled my wife's car. Wasn't my fault. Even the police said it wasn't my fault. But I learned something. If you total your wife's car, even if it's not your fault, die. Because that's way easier than trying to buy my wife a new car. She didn't want a new car. She wanted her old car.
Huh.
What was that?
Oh, sorry.
Are you looking at your phone?
It made a noise, so I was just turning it off.
Oh, I was going to call you Pavlov for a second there.
Ah,
Oh,
oh dear.
So you didn't turn it off. You're actually playing an online casino.
No. No.
Liar.
it sounds like she's playing fruit machine.
Doesn't it? Yeah. We're 5 minutes into the material. She's bored and gone to play her online casino. Huh? Yeah, I promised Ali I wouldn't swear, but I didn't say anything about gestures. So when I came to the UK, when my wife brought me to see where she was from and everything, we stayed in London for 3 days, and then we rented a van and drove to Edinburgh. And on the exact opposite side of the street, on an island where everybody loves roundabouts. We have a total of 3, we call them traffic circles in the city I live in. We have a city of 1 million people, and we have 3 traffic circles or roundabouts, and they go this way. In the UK, they all go this way, and it takes every fiber of my being to go this way, because every part of me wants to go this way. But I had to go. First, I booked the van 3 months in advance because, okay, I know I'm going to be driving on the other side of the street in a country I don't know, where the GPS, especially in London, is kind of sketchy because of the buildings and stuff. It doesn't pick it up very well. So I rented a van, an automatic. I made sure I had an automatic transmission, because the last thing I wanted to do was learn how to shift with my left hand while I'm driving on the other side of the street in a roundabout to go this way instead of this way. And we get to the car rental place by Kensington Station. And it's not in the nice part by Kensington Station. It's kind of 2 or 3 blocks back in a sketchy part down an alley. And we go to get the car and nobody will talk to us. We're standing there at the counter and everybody's avoiding us. Finally, I get some guy's attention. I said, come here, we're here to rent a van. He goes, yes, we know, Mr. Beto, that you're here for your van. He said, now, I just wanted to ask you, can you drive a stick? I said, yeah, I can. I'm not going to, because I rented an automatic. He said, yes, you did. Yes, you certainly did. You rented an automatic van. And I said, yeah. So he says, but you can drive a stick. And I said, yeah. He goes, good, because we don't have an automatic. I said, then get one. I rented it 3 months ago. It should be here, right? It makes sense, doesn't it? You set up something 3 months in advance, you kind of expect it to be ready. Although this morning, anyway, I get his point now, but he said, okay, well, I have an automatic estate wagon. And again, we don't have things called estate wagons here. I'm thinking huge, like the carriage or something. No, they're little tiny station wagons, hatchbacks. My wife is 6'1".
Whew.
She has, yeah. She has a 37-inch inseam. So they bring this BMW estate wagon, the only automatic he has. And he says, what do you think? And I looked at my wife and she said, no. And he said, just try it, just sit in it. So my wife gets in, folds herself up like a lawn chair to get into the front seat of this van or this car. and she has, like, her nipples are rubbing on her knees, sitting in this car. And the guy at the rental, he's like, hey, look, she fits. I said, yeah, if we want to drive with the door open for the entire trip, I couldn't close the door. And my wife gets out, she's like, no. And here was his comeback, his final sales pitch. He goes, yeah, but it's a BMW. I'm like, I don't give a shit if it's a Ferrari. If she can't sit in it, it's kind of useless as far as a mode of transportation goes. And he said, let me ask you, can you drive a stick? And I said, yeah, but I'm not gonna. I said, find me a van. He says, I have one for you. I'm not asking you to take the stick for your trip. He said, I have one at our other office downtown. All you need to do is drive that van, which is stick, to our office downtown where they have an automatic. Now, I don't know if you folks are aware, but London is like, I don't know, 1,800 years old, kind of pre-automobile, kind of pre-two-way traffic. Your streets aren't made to drive a van down when you are sitting on the wrong side of the car and it's Saturday morning in London and you're trying to follow a GPS. So, okay. August 11th, 2012, if any of you were living in London and your garbage cans were destroyed,
Hey.
that was me.
Insults.
What's that?
Insults.
What's insults?
Garbage can.
Oh, bin. Listen, if you can't translate in your head, that's not my fault. You're right, the bins. Do you call it a garbage bin or just a bin?
Bin.
Trash bin?
Just a bin.
Just a bin. Okay.
Rubbish bin.
They really don't care. Okay, so, oh shit, I'm not even gonna tell that joke now. Forget it. Not even gonna finish it. You're just gonna be stuck there.
It died in the water. Heckle, heckle, heckle.
That was your heckle? Okay. Let me clear something up about hecklers. You won't hear this in comedy clubs because the comics don't get into it, but for any of you that work in a day job, like let's say we'll pick Lady in the Pink. What do you do for a living in Georgia?
I'm a publicist. I do media relations and I'm a TV producer. But I work out of my home.
So like all the stuff that says in Georgia with the peach, are you in that stuff?
No, I'm not in it. I write it. I produce.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
I do
you're
media
really
relations. I have my own business.
you're really a bad choice for this. I'm gonna choose. Oh, I'm done talking to you. We're done. In the pigtails. Yep, you. What do
Sorry,
you
I was
do?
on mute, but I was saying I'm a student.
You're a student. What are you studying?
International business with Spanish.
Have you met Ali?
Yep.
He's got a place you can stay in Spain.
Yep. I work with him. I'm an intern for VIP World.
You're which?
An intern?
Oh, in the IT world, you said.
No, for VIP World.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, I'm hearing you over here, and you've got that horrible accent. Um, I'm just kidding. It's the computer has a bad accent. So as an intern, if you were doing your thing and somebody just came up and started yelling at you and telling you how shitty it was and talking amongst themselves right in your ear, you'd probably be a little peeved at that, right?
Probably, yeah.
That's heckling. It's not part of the show.
I see.
That's what?
I see.
Ah, okay, cool. So we're gonna move right along here. Oh, tomorrow's my birthday. Yeah, I'll be 60 tomorrow.
Wow.
Wow,
no.
congratulations.
One with the pigtails can't even imagine being that old. 60. My grandparents are 60. And I'm excited to see what my wife is going to get me for my birthday this year, because she's an interesting shopper. Last year, she got me an Abtronic. Do you guys know what this thing is?
No.
It's an abdominal muscle stimulator.
Wow.
It's basically a self-administered taser. It's meant to work your abs, and it's a big thing here. They have infomercials all the time on it, and it's so you can have a six-pack. And my wife got that. She got that for my birthday last year, which I thought was a nice way of saying, "You fat lazy bastard." Do
Subtle.
something with you. Yeah, it's just relaxed muscle. But I notice in the commercials, it's never the guys like me in the commercial, never the guys that need it. It's always the guys with the six-pack, right? And they got tight butts. And they're twitching. And they're smiling. And they're saying 10 minutes with the Abtronic is equivalent to 600 sit-ups. Okay, bad idea. I don't want to feel like I did 600 sit-ups in 10 minutes. Like, look. I couldn't do 600 sit-ups in a year. In the commercial, they tell you that the Abtronic has no wires on it, so you can wear it under your clothes and no one will know you have it on. All self-contained. Yeah, there's me. I'm at a bus stop. Nobody knows I'm wearing the Abtronic, but they all think I'm waiting for the special bus. This isn't going to work without the visuals, is it? And it's a scam. You get it home, you open it up, you know what it says inside? It says this product is to be used in conjunction with a regular exercise program and diet. Hey, guess what? If I had a regular exercise program and diet, I wouldn't need that piece of shit, would I? I got it. I got it because I'm a lazy slob. And I want to. Shouldn't be able to do that, should you? Who keeps juggling with these? Where are we at, time-wise? 15 minutes? You know what? I'm going to share a couple of stories with you, if that's okay. The other day, my wife came home and the dog and I were laying on the couch watching Jeopardy. The dog was winning because I think he cheats. And my wife looked at us, at the two of us, with the most disgusted look on her face because she knew we'd been laying there all day. And she said, "You two want to go for a walk?" I looked at the dog and I said, "Did you tell her that?" The dog, "No." So we head out for a walk, me and the dog. Now we get about half a mile from the house. Bullshit. We get about half a block from the house. And I'm done. I'm ready to phone my wife to come and pick us up. And I know she's home because I can hear her yelling at me to keep walking. So me and the dog, we head up the hill from our house. We live just at the base of a hill, and we're headed up the hill. And at the top of the hill is an empty lot, an empty building, like a house lot, but it's double long. The lot is 270 feet, 90 yards long, and it ends up on the back of a shopping center. And as my dog and I are walking by, my dog sees a rabbit in that yard. And he forgets that we're fat, dumb, and happy. He starts to think he's a predator and wants to go after the rabbit. So I let him loose. I let him off his leash, and he takes off after the rabbit. And there's a moment of confusion because he's never run before. He's my dog. And he's running, and there's that big black lab ass waving in the air. And he's like, I'm running. Look, I'm running. I smell burnt toast. Thinks he's having a stroke. And the rabbit just looks at my dog and he goes, yeah, right. Boing, 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 starts hopping away. Now this rabbit has such disregard for my dog's athletic prowess. He doesn't even put his ears down for aerodynamics. The rabbit knows that wind resistance is not going to be a factor in his survival. And he's bored. Usually rabbits will zigzag to lose a predator. That's how they do that. If you ever see them running from a cat or something, they're zigzagging to confuse it. This rabbit stays in a straight line. He wants to keep my dog interested. He's looking back every once in a while. Hey, you still there? Come on, let's go. And they keep going the full length of this yard, all the way my dog. And the rabbit going, 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 going. And they get to the back of this shopping center, the wall, cinder block wall. And the rabbit turns a hard left. And my dog goes, what? And piles right into the wall. Laid himself out cold. And I just started walking away. And I just, in case anybody thought he was my dog, I looked and I went, oh, look, somebody let a poor retarded dog loose. And he's hurt himself. But my dog, he surprised me. He amazed me. He jumps up, shakes his head, and he goes, it went this way? I'll get it. And he took off after that rabbit. And my heart swelled with pride. And I thought to myself, how the hell am I going to catch that dog? Folks, we live in a small town here in Alberta. And when this story happened, we had a town of 6,000 people living here, very small town. And this is small town living. Now, I've been gone from the house for 5 minutes and lost my dog. And I'm walking home trying to figure out how I'm going to tell my wife that in the 5 minutes I've been gone, I lost the dog. And as I'm walking down the hill towards my house, a police car comes by. And I look over, and in the passenger seat is my dog. They go by and the dog is like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I got a ride. I'll see you at home. But that's small town living. It is. It is here anyway. I don't know, because the cops have to live in the small town. They are a little more careful about how they treat people. Because if they treat somebody like shit, then they don't get to go to restaurants or shop for groceries or speak to anyone. Did you guys hear that?
Yep.
Wasn't small town living. Somebody's honking. Hi. Oh, you're doing a show. Okay, I won't. Hi. Yeah, whatever. Hi, Hunter. Yes. Well, you're in now. Again, small town living. Boss comes in and she goes, "Oh, are you filming?" "Yes." "Oh, I better go." "No, you're in. Go." Jesus. I had my dog fixed not too long ago. Do you guys call it that? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say I had my dog fixed?
Nope.
Yeah, I
And
think
doctors.
Castrated. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go with that. Okay.
Yeah.
And now it wasn't my idea. I'm a guy. It never crosses a man's mind to have his dog castrated. Never. We don't think of that. The wife thought of it. And she thought of it because her sister thought of it. Now, my sister-in-law, she's an idiot. She was over having coffee one day with my wife in the kitchen, and they look out in the backyard, and now I've got a black lab collie cross puppy, and he's digging holes in my backyard. He's like, nothing. I wonder what's under here. Nothing. My sister-in-law says, "Oh, he's digging holes in your yard." I said, "Yeah, he's a puppy. They do that." She said, "You have to get him fixed." And I said, "What?" She said, "Oh yeah, if they're digging holes, you have to castrate them." Now, I didn't see the connection, but it kept me out of the garden all year. The wife is like, "Go dig some potatoes." No, I know what happened to the dog. I'm not doing. Now, I mentioned small town. We go to the vet here in town. The vet in Beaumont here is also a pet supply store and a kennel. It is Disneyland for the dog. We get there and he's like, oh, and then he sees another dog in the back. He's like, "Other dogs, holy shit." "Bye, Dad." Zoom, he's in the back of the kennel. He's like, "Hi, I'm staying the night too. This is gonna be great. We'll have a sing song. Hey, does my ass smell big?" I think that's what he said. I couldn't tell for sure.
Huh.
I went back to get him the next day, and he wasn't quite as chipper. The vet brings him out, and he's like, "Ow." He's walking on his tiptoes. I'd never seen that on a dog before. And he just walks up to me and he looks at me, he's like, "Pay her and let's go. Give me the keys, I'll be in the car." And folks, I couldn't give him the keys, right? Because he's in no shape to drive. He was still stoned. He had that big lampshade jammed on his head. Couldn't shoulder check. So I pay the vet, we go home. All the way home, the dog is making up excuses. He's like, "I don't know what happened. I really don't know. We were partying and I passed out. Some asshole shaved my stomach. And then I think they kicked me really hard in the yoo-hoos because they hurt."
Oh.
I take my dog home and I put him in his bed, and I can tell that he's still kind of drunk and hungover. Because if any of you remember the first time you got drunk when you're about 15, 16, 17, you went out, got drunk with the older kids. One of them took you home and gave you this little piece of advice at the end of the night. They said, "Listen, when you go to bed, put one foot on the floor. That will keep the room from spinning." Folks, that was bullshit. All that did was get us into the starter blocks for a dash to the toilet that was going to happen in about half an hour. And it's true too, isn't it? Like, you get really drunk about an hour after you get into bed, you're feeling like you're 105 degrees and you got to get cool really fast. And the two coolest surfaces known to man are porcelain and linoleum. So the toilet is where we end up, and we're willing to put our face in a place that was never meant for our face. Anyway, the dog's got his foot on the floor. He's trying to stop. One of the other older dogs must have told him this will stop the room from spinning. Now, the dog has to wear the cone for 10 days, the lampshade. And folks, I gotta tell you, like a cat with a cone on is funnier than hell. It is. Dog with a cone on is hours of fun for the whole family. The dog has no concept of the cone. They design them so that he can still get into his dish and eat, which means they're behind his eyes, which means he just thinks there's some sort of force field around him now. When I open the patio door for him to go out, I do it slowly. And as soon as we reach his width, the dog bolts and goes right into the door, and he's thinking, force field, what happened? Now, in the time it takes him to go around the side of the house and have a quick piss, he's forgotten about the lampshade again. And that can be fun. But if you want to have some real fun, like I'm thinking I might get another dog and mutilate it just for this. This is how much fun it is. Here's what you do. Get your dog sleeping by the back door in his bed, nice and quiet. Get him sleeping. Tiptoe upstairs to the bedroom. Call the dog. Come on, boy. Come on. Dog has one thing on his resume, on his CV, comes when called. That's his only skill. He will do whatever he can to get to my voice. You know what he won't do? He won't lift his head so the lampshade clears the stairs. 12 steps is a 23-minute trip for the dog. I'm like, come on, I am. He gets up to the bedroom, he's like, here's the fun part. Now that he's up there, get him sleeping in the bedroom, get him quieted down, sleeping in the bedroom. It's easy because he's tired. It's been a long haul getting up those stairs. You get him sleeping, tiptoe back downstairs. Call the dog again. See, the first thing a dog does when he heads downhill, points his head down. Lampshade catches on the first step. Gravity and momentum do the rest.
I do.
Now, that would be cruel. I didn't do that to my dog. That would be horrible. My 3-year-old, he wanted to try on the collar. Now, at the end of 10 days, I take the lampshade off the dog. It's a big unveiling. And he is like, oh, wow. Thank Christ. Finally, I can lick my balls.
Lucky dog.
Where's my balls?
Gone,
Folks, I got to take you back to the beginning of this story.
gone.
I castrated my dog to keep him from digging holes in my backyard. This is how a dog's mind works. Well, where the hell did I leave those? Last time I saw him, I was digging holes in the backyard. Oh, for Christ's sake, I must have buried him. Now my dog is digging holes in the backyard looking for his balls. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with us through this. My name's Bob Beto.
Oh, good on you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
And hey, really, you know what? I was quite sad to see Philip go. And I thought like, maybe it's just me, but I thought he did it with a lot of class. 4 weeks trapped in a hospital and knew he was going. He said, listen, I'm going to die in my own bed. Take me home now. And he stayed there. And then I love the Land Rover. I got to say, I love the Land Rover. So if any of you run into Liz, tell her I'm sorry for her loss. Have a great one, folks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.